Okay, if your elevated garden bed looks more like a desert than a backyard oasis, you're not alone. Raised containers dry out twice as fast as a regular garden because the air hits them from every single side. But today, I'm showing you 3 foolproof lazy gardener hacks to lock in moisture, cut your watering time in half, and keep your plants thriving all summer long. If you like this kind of content, go ahead, hit subscribe, and let's save your soil. So it's definitely important, of course, to my daughter just planted these, but it is definitely important to water from inside, like try to get inside of the dirt and water, because that way it gets down in the soil. She had not watered this yet, so I'm trying to get that water down into the soil. Irrigate exclusively in the morning or late in the evening to minimize evaporation losses from peak daytime heat, because it will burn out that water. Pour water really slowly and continuously at the base of the plant if possible until the liquid is visibly draining out of the bottom holes. Deploy some type of drip system. Maybe you can install a simple drip irrigation line or a soaker hose connected to an automatic timer for consistent hydration. Now, that is something that people can do, but it wasn't something that we decided to do because we don't want to worry about issues with our water bill or, anything going wrong with a timer. So instead, we found a simpler way to water our plants when we can. The water irrigation system that I use is these. You fill them up with water and then you put them inside, deep inside. And as the soil gets dry, the hose that is here, the hose pulls water in and it waters the top of the soil. It gives it water. So that way, if the soil gets dry and you have a hard time getting to it, or you may be away from it, it will feed it or drench it with a little bit more water. And I have 2 of these. Right now, I have it in here as well, helping keep things moist when it gets really hot and starts drying things out. Had to put the umbrella up because that sun was about to start beaming. So the next thing, once you get that water into the soil really good, is to put mulch and apply as much mulch as you can on the top. That way it will, soak up some of that, it's like a barrier to keep the water from ants. Keep the soil moist with a thick layer of mulch. So that's what I'm about to put on top of this. I was looking for the shovel, but I can't seem to find it. So let's just do it with our hands. Applying heavy mulch is a great idea. Spread a light, airy layer of shredded cedar, straw, or wood chips across the top of the soil. And that keep the mulch layer exactly about maybe 1 or 2 inches thick to effectively shield the soil from direct sunlight. And pull the mulch slightly away from the plant stems to prevent rot, and pest nesting. So there you have it. You got a nice little layer of mulch on top to keep things moist. It's also a good idea to water this until you see water come out from the side down the bottom. That lets you know that the water's gone all the way through. This 40% screen mesh that I have, this definitely helps to keep things a little cooler inside underneath. So when it's over 90 degrees outside, you don't want that sun scorching your plants. So this screen is a great saver for the leaves and the vegetables and the fruit here in this garden. Having your own compost or starting the compost is a great idea, and for your soil because it retains moisture a lot better when you're using a compost and you turn it every week. Sometimes blending rich organic compost into your potting mix to naturally retain moisture like a sponge. And this is our compost that we will add to some of our new pots. So we use this big old bucket. We have holes in it for our compost, and we put in all types of things in our compost: vegetables, um, leaves, paper towels, cardboard. To keep elevated garden containers from drying out, you must amend the soil with organic matter, apply a thick layer of mulch, and water deeply at the correct times of day, because elevated containers dry out significantly faster than in-ground beds because they are completely surrounded by ambient air, exposing the structure to wind and sun from all sides. So this will help keep your environment better, and it will prevent your plants from wilting. The main thing is to optimize your container environment. Try grouping your planters together, like cluster your elevated containers close to create like a pocket of high humidity and block some harsh wind. And I think it's extremely important if you're in a hot environment to hang a shade cloth. I installed a 40% shade cloth over our setup, and that's good for extreme heat waves and it diffuses harsh afternoon rays. And of course, if you're having any issues with invasive weeds, pull those weeds out. Inspect your bed daily and yank out the weeds that actively steal water away from your main plants. Okay, I think I'm going to end this here because it's hot out here. And I'm showing some of these things in the heat of the day. Yeah, it's almost, I think, 3 p.m. in the heat of the day here in Georgia. And this is Georgia Zone 8, in case I didn't say that before. So it gets hot, and I think it's supposed to be in the 90s all week long. So we have to stay on this every day. We come out here early in the morning, and sometimes we have to water in the afternoon. But this week alone, it's been raining, and it's going to be raining all week. So we won't have to give it as much water as we did the previous week where it wasn't raining much. So we was watering it basically twice a day. And for some plants, we were putting the water directly into the soil, deep inside the soil, so it wouldn't burn out as fast. So in the meantime, everyone, good mental health, good spiritual health, and as always, good physical health. Y'all take great care.